rights to the Senate. I'm talking about a bill that provides an additional $35 billion in spending on health care for kids, including illegals. 45, you heard me right, 45 House Republicans voting for it, even as the president vowed to veto it. Former Pennsylvania Congressman Pat Toomey says Republicans still have not learned their lesson. Congressman, your point is, hey, we're the party that stops profligate spending, and we're not, right?
Well, once upon a time, the Republican Party had that reputation, and it was a well-earned reputation. I would argue over recent years, Republicans they've squandered that reputation. I would also argue that that was a big part of the reason the Republicans lost control of both the House and the Senate. And when 45 House members vote to dramatically expand an entitlement, increase spending massively, you know, we're talking about putting a couple of million kids who are currently covered by private plans on a government plan. We're talking about covering adults. We're talking about covering families that make up to $80,000 a year, putting them on government health insurance.
Yeah, but you know, Congressman,
you
you know the political tea leaves far better than I, but I think I see 45 congressmen who are vulnerable, who would have a very tough time explaining in a 30-second ad that they just rejected coverage for kids. And they know it's a no-win situation, even though you and I can quite eruditely explain what was going on here, but it's the emotion of the issue, right?
I completely disagree. I don't think Republicans have to present themselves as Democrat-light. There are great free market alternatives that would be much more attractive to most people than going down the road of government-controlled health care.
Why aren't Republicans doing that? I mean, Alan Greenspan himself said on this very show, Congressman, you know why Republicans lost in 2006? They lost their religion, and they deserve to lose.
That's right.
Are they on
a
perpetuating track?
Some of them are. Some of them haven't figured this out yet.
So what happens in 08, Congressman?
Well, right now the environment looks pretty tough for Republicans, especially in the Senate, which is behaving even worse than the House. I mean, at least the big majority of the Republicans in the House did vote no on this. There are better solutions out there, like John Shadeg's bill that says allow a person in one state to buy an insurance plan regulated by another state if they choose. That would make health care so much more affordable for everybody. But, you know, right off the bat, that would be a big improvement.
You know, Congress, one thing I like about you in office is you were such a cheap son of a gun. And I mean that with due respect, because I really think people think that, you know, we're stupid, us voters, and that we wouldn't respond well to the congressman who says, I'm not going to build you a bridge or a hospital or a highway.
You know what?
I'm not going to give you a benefit program, and we're going to take our lumps. I think Americans would respond favorably to that.
Voters are much smarter than these guys are giving them credit for. They know there's no such thing as a free lunch. They know that an enormous amount of government spending is wasted, and they know they end up paying for it with higher taxes.
Very good point. You still are cheap, though, Congressman.
I am
very
cheap.
Good seeing
You're right. You're right.
All right. Pat Toomey, thank you very, very much.
Thanks for having me now.